everybody, we are live. I haven't been live in a little while, and I loved that little opening because it's energetic. It brings energy. So I thought I'd use, what is going on here? I thought I would use it again. Jump in the comments section. Let me know where you're coming to me from. Kim and I just got in from Jacksonville, Florida last night around 12:30 in the morning. And I want to share some of the things that I observed over the 5 days. I was at the big US Open. I think there was over like 1,100 dogs entered at this agility championship, United or UKI United Kennel. No, I don't know. UKI Agility. I don't even know what it stands for. United Kingdom International, I believe. Anyway, I'm going to start by giving away a tug toy. So the great people at For My Merles, this one's branded with recallers. It's one of my favorites that I use because it's so small I can put it in my hand. I love a bungee. Let's give away a tug toy to anybody who, all you have to do is share this live. Susan's live. It's going to be great for dog training. If you are interested in sports, there's going to be some great information about general dog training for sports. And I'm going to talk about our big cyber event. Obviously, we have a big cyber event on because upcoming. Happy early Thanksgiving to all of our Americans that are joining us. I see a lot of you saying that you're from the US. So all you have to do is share this live. So share it anywhere on social media and let everybody know great dog training is about to happen. I'm going to share some gems. And then at the end, we're going to pick a winner and give away one of my favorite tug toys from the good folks at For My Merles. Okay, people from Michigan, from Norway, from St. Jacobs. Yeah, once you've shared it, you've got to come back and write in the comments, shared, people. Sorry, I forgot to mention that because that's the only way that we're going to be able to put you in the draw. Okay, so I forgot about that one. That's an important one. Thousand Oaks, been there many, many times. Oklahoma. Hi from Israel. Hello. Oh, from Montreal. Yay, people from all over. I have a question for you, for all of you. And I want you to be honest, no shame, no guilt, no challenge. And that is, what is like or your number one behavior, because maybe I can help you with it, that your dog lacks consistency with? Like they might be great in one circumstance, but they're not so great in another. So leave a comment in the chat. What is an area? And if you do sports, let me know what it is in sports. Where is your dog? Like you think you've got it, and then the reliability is not there when you count on behavior X. They don't do behavior X. They do behavior Y. So let me know what that is. I love dog training and Susan Garrett and Dogs That Team. Thank you, Allison. That's beautiful. Hi from Germany. You guys can hear me good? I'm using my earbud as a microphone. Okay, so recall. You think it's dialed in and then it's not. That's a good one. Reactivity to kids and dogs. You think it's dialed in and then it's not. Barking during an agility run. You've got to decide. You know what? Sometimes we can talk about that. It is possibly fixable. You might want to let it slide. I'm going to give you a reframe on barking in the agility ring. Remember, Yulia, I will give you a reframe on barking in the agility ring because I have got a good one for you. The teeter, on again, off again. Is that kind of a teeter joke? I would say if you put all the dogs that have sensitivity to seesaws and you put them in a pool, the vast majority would be golden retrievers. I don't know why. Start lines. That's my favorite. That's my favorite topic. The overzealous greeter. So these are things you think you've done well, and then it doesn't go so swell. So not in sports, but sometimes Porter doesn't want to do something and he sends off clear warning signs that he doesn't think he has to. Okay, so that's a matter of value. It's a great conversation that we can have about that. I got to jump over to Instagram because Instagram kind of gets missed in this. My deaf dog struggles with excited greetings and she gets reinforced from my husband and friends daycare. Oh, that's a toughie when there's, and I mean, it's common with all of it, with all, like the reason why your dog is still struggling. The reason why any of us have behaviors that our dogs haven't, like, why don't they just do what we want every single time? It comes down to reinforcement. The only thing that can grow a behavior is reinforcement. So when you are considering whatever it is, so start line stay, not coming when called. If you've listened to my, give me a yes, or, an enthusiastic yes, or a not yet, or I didn't know. If you are a podcast listener, do you listen to Shaped by Dog? So leave me a comment. Yes, hell yes, of course yes. No, didn't know you had one. Let me know if you are a podcast listener. Because yeah, sometimes the environment wins, but we want to change that. So a lot of you, yes. My 12-week-old puppy nips and barks. So if several of you are podcast listeners, no, didn't know. Okay, Fran, welcome to the fam, Fran. Yes, Shaped by Dog. Only just discovered it. And you know what? If you go to YouTube and you listen to it on YouTube, anytime I'm talking about dog training, I do a demonstration of how to do it. So awesome. Just yesterday. Woo, woo. That's awesome. So love your podcast. Thank you. So if you have been a regular listener, you would have heard me many, many times refer to something called matching law. Matching law is matching law is why we all have this. Matching law is why we have this. So it goes down to reinforcement of any behavior is conditional to the environment that we're reinforcing that behavior in. New behavior, you've got a new history you have to establish. So for example, Prophet, I just don't walk my dogs on a leash enough. And his walking on leash around the property, even with the other dogs running, he doesn't pull on leash. He's beautiful. But when we were in Florida, I actually had to revert back to putting him on a head halter so that I could help him set him up for more reinforcement because he wasn't getting enough reinforcement for walking on a loose leash. I've always said dogs on a head halter actually get more reinforcement from their owners than dogs trying to be trained on a flat collar. I've got a podcast all about that one. And so by the end of it, he was walking, he was like, oh yeah, I get this. So matching law, how much reinforcement does your dog get? And what is the intensity of the reinforcement for the times he doesn't do what you want him to do? Did you follow that? So let's take a start line, say, in agility, or asking your dog to sit on their hot zone. For those of you who don't do any sport, if you do obedience, asking your dog to sit, stay, whatever it is. So in a calm environment, in your living room, in your training environment, at a local trial, what is the reinforcement the dog gets? Well, they get cookies from you. They get pats on the head. But you've got to remember, if you watch my episode on this, on matching law, negative reinforcement is also a massively powerful reinforcer. So you might be giving 1,000 cookies, and they could be amazing cookies for your dog holding a position at the start line on their hot zone while you're doing something and you want them to lie down outside. You might give them 1,000 cookies for that. But When they leave that position, whether it's with your consent that you say break or okay, whatever your release is, or they just do it on their own, that too is reinforcing, even if you catch them and put them back. All right. And so you have to realize that you have a history of reinforcement in your home, a history of reinforcement in your backyard, a history of reinforcement at your training school. Those are three histories. They may or may not contribute to your dog being consistently giving you the same behavior in your fourth environment. So you can't expect, and this is where people put their hands on their hips and they say, but he does it at home. You've got to think of it as complete different entity. And what is matching law is if your dog does it perfectly at home for a year and a half, and then the first time you go to a new environment, they don't do it perfectly, and they get the reinforcement, say, of you talking to them, if it's a start line, and they go to break and you say, haha, sit. That is reinforcing them. And then they might get the reinforcement of creeping, or they might get the reinforcement of breaking. They might get the reinforcement of your attention. What? No, no. It doesn't matter if you're yelling at them, you're giving them attention. So now in this new environment, let's call it an agility trial, or let's call it class, or let's call it at the park when you want your dog to come or lay down. You are creating a new history of reinforcement. And matching law says if the dog gets reinforcement for leaving, then you're going to have more leaving in this behavior when they are at this environment. Now, people, the old time dog trainers would call that being ring wise. Well, that's just crap. It's not being ring wise, because that's implying the dog is plotting your demise. The dog, oh, I know I can get away with this. That's not how dogs think, people. Come on. Dogs do what's reinforcing. If I can get reinforced, I love agility. And if I can get you to run earlier than you want to, game freaking on. Let's go. And so you might have great start lines at a local trial. Giddy up. But you may never have a great start line at an important event, because matching law says it's a different entity, it's a different environment. We have different rules here. You might have a great recall in your living room, in your backyard, but you don't have that at the park. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is you need a plan that puts you in a place where you are aware of what it is that's reinforcing the dog. And guess what? Your cookie can't compare to chasing a squirrel. So you need to be following, and that's where our dog training programs come in. So if you are interested in dog agility, it's Handling 360, it's Agility Nation. If you are looking for somebody who just wants a better life with your dog, then it's Recallers or Homeschool the Dog. It's depending on where you are and what is your priority, but it's got to be a priority. And here's what most people do is they don't understand in when they are growing the behavior for the dog, the come when called, the don't leave position until I tell you to, the don't jump on my guest. When they're trying to create a behavior, most people don't realize how much there's two things they're doing incorrectly. Number one, they are helping the dog to be successful. Maybe they move closer. Maybe they tighten the leash. Maybe they prevent an accident. And what they're doing is they're taking away the power of choice. And the power of choice is what will create brilliance in your dog. And if you don't have that in your training, then you're relying on what people call pattern training, where you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and hope the dog figures out this is what I want. Well, guess what? What you want is important when you're snuggling in bed, but what is reinforcing is more important to all of us, dogs included. Dogs included. Because if that wasn't the case, everybody would be up at 5 a.m. and in the gym. But guess what? It's more reinforcing to stay in bed, especially when it's cold. You got to get up and it's cold, and you're cold when you want to stay there. All right. So you want to recognize the two things that work against you. Number one, and they're both related. Number one is you helping too much. And number two is the unconscious or conscious use of punishment. So punishment could be just, hey, no, wait. And building the punishment into the behavior chain of ultimately giving that dog the reinforcement of leaving position or jumping on the guest. So if you are helping the dog to not jump on your guest by giving them cookies, and then you say, okay, and they get to jump on the guest. Or you're helping by saying, no, wait, down, you sit, no. You are building you into what you think is, well, he does it at home, but in fact, does he really do it at home? And so that's what's called matching law. You can learn more about it on our Shaped by Dog podcast episode. And I think I saw somebody on the team put that in there. Christian says, what if he is great on the first run at a trial, and the second and third run, he moves off the contacts before being released? We have stopped contacts. Okay. The question is, what is the reinforcement for the first, so there's 3 contacts in your first run. What is the reinforcement? If you're like most people, the criteria that allows him to take the next obstacle is vague. So when, so with my dogs, when I did stop contacts, it was put your paws on the ground and then touch your nose to the ground. And your first touch of the nose to the ground means I will release you to the next obstacle. But what most people do is the dog kind of pauses and you say the name of the next obstacle. Or worse yet, you don't even look at them and you say the name of the next obstacle. So you don't even know what they're doing. And so what is the dog learning? I slow down and then I get to keep going. So I'll start slowing down early. I'll start slowing down and then I'll just keep, because I know now it's just slowing down that allows me to keep going. There's so many things that people don't realize they're doing. How do you help? What are you doing as a punisher? And what is your permission rewarding? So people at start lines, they ask the dog to sit. I can't show you. I don't have Profits first run from the weekend, but I do have Thissy's last run. I will show you, and I'm going to talk you through it. I'm going to talk about something in there. So in Profits first run. So it was a massive, big event. So much excitement. So many people. Oh my God, he was crazy high. He was so excited. And so I lead out, and he's like, this is the border collie. And what do? I take a deep breath and I wait. I don't say anything. And he goes, oh yeah, this is what earns me the right to go. Okay. I'll take my feet and I'll go up. Okay. And then I tell him to focus on his line. Okay. I'm focusing on my line. And when you're relaxed, then we will go. But what people do is when their border collie does that, they go, oh my gosh, I think he's going to break. And so they run faster and they release them quicker. What earned the reinforcement for the dog? How much help was involved by you in getting that behavior? And what was the punishment? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So if the dog breaks a start line and keeps it up, is it okay to leave the arena and not continue? That is punishment. And that's what most people do. They use punishment. If it was my dog, I go in the ring and it's a test. It's a test. So if my dog broke the start line, I'm like, wow, all the things. And I will share with you that Profit's start line was probably so far to date the hardest thing for me ever. I went to Germany in August and I couldn't get him to sit in front of a jump. He would get so high. So of all the things that he's learned for agility, start line has been the most difficult by far, not even close. But it's the most important because I cannot outrun my dog. So need that start line, really, really important. So if you leave the ring, that's punishment, which you think, okay, that'll learn them. Yeah. And honestly, I've never had a dog break a start line since 1998. So I don't know what I would do. But back in 1998, this is what I did. It was a test. She went over the first jump and I just told her sit. And I let out like the first jump was the second, or the second jump was the first jump. And I just let out and did my sequence again. If she had broken then, I would have said, okay, we're done. And I would have said, I got homework. But when you leave the ring and think that'll learn them, I punished them. And I'm whoever asked this question, I'm not picking on you because this is what people are taught. And this is what people do. And I probably told people 20 years ago to do this. The dog's behavior, whether it's jumping on our guests, not coming when called, being reactive to other dogs, our dog's behavior is their attempt at communicating with us. And I believe in a higher level that our dog's behavior is predestined for us as humans so that we can learn to be kinder in helping others around us change. And so, it's all possible through reinforcement-based dog training that is got a plan of action that is engaging for you, engaging for the dog, and one that isn't just built on like rote pattern training and luring and then popping them when they're wrong. And no. Okay, Donna, I'm so glad you said this is valuable because I want to make sure that I'm clear. And I know that I'm kind of all over the place. And I really, really want to make sure that you guys are understanding this. Can you talk about creating a history for new places themselves? So new place is a trigger for good behavior. Yeah. Recaller games, homeschool the dog games, handling 360 games, agility nation games. That's what I do. When I went to the US Open, Prophet is now he just turned 17 months. What's the date? Or he'll turn 17 months in a few days. So he was 16 months at the US Open. And every trial, he was 4.5 years old at the US Open this weekend. And it was exactly the same scenario. This is an evaluation of how well I've trained you to deal with the excitement of this environment. And if you make a mistake, then I go, I didn't do a good job here. Okay, I'm going back to the drawing board and I'm going to get better at this. Where what people try to do is you wait, bottom, stop, don't you know? They try to control the dog because I think there's a couple of reasons. Number one, they so want success. They so want to get a cue. They so want to get a win at the US Open. And what you've done, great quote by the late, great Zig Ziglar. Number one reason for people's lack of success is their willingness to give up what they want, most of all for what they want right now. In all the years that I've done the sport, all the years I've trained dogs, I'm not willing to give up. I'll give you an example. Walking Prophet when he wasn't walking on leash. And I was like, buddy, what are you doing? All of that, I know. I could hear myself saying it. Prophet, get side. Every time I said it, I go, Susan, you're a better dog trainer than that. You know damn well what you're doing. You are reinforcing the dog and you're not allowing him to make a choice. You're reinforcing him for not being where you want to be by helping him, and you're not letting him make a choice. So our dog's behavior is feedback on our training. And if you think of it like that, you can fix anything, but you need a strategic plan. And it's just your luck that all of our programs right now are at the best time to join because registrations are everything's open and everything's open at a great price. So I think I have a banner on that. Okay, let me know and be honest in the comments if you understand what I'm saying or if you don't get this at all. So and be honest. I think what happens when you get into an event and your dog makes a mistake, or you're at the park and your dog makes a mistake, you are embarrassed. I went this weekend. He got to the finals of 3 events. 3 of the 4 events, she was in the finals. I get out there for the first finals, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what I said because it wasn't polite. Because I looked at this course and it was monstrous, like monstrous. Our ring where I train is 82 feet. I'm going to say this in feet because most of the people that are watching are, and for those of you in Europe, I think that's around 25 meters, 82 feet by 120 feet, which is pretty big by most standards of where I run agility. You might get 100 by 125. So 30 meters by 35 meters. And I get to the US Open and it was, I'm not sure if anybody was there and knows the exact measurements. To me, it was like about 150 by 250 was this ring. The distances between obstacles, which normally was about, normally at any trial, it will go anywhere from 15 feet between obstacles up to maybe 30 feet between obstacles. It was 50 feet between some of these obstacles. And I'm like, I am not one of those young, fast handlers. That's a lot of running. A typical agility course is like 30 seconds. And these ones, the fastest dogs there were doing it in 42 seconds. It was so long. And so the first thing that happened, like I said, well, Susan, why are you freaking out about this? Well, I don't want to look like an idiot. Who cares if you look like an idiot? You've done a lot of things in your life that will make you look way more like an idiot than this is going to. You're still going to look pretty good when you do it, even if you can't get to places. But I think that's what happens in the sport of dog agility, whether you're a novice, whether you're somebody who've had success, and so people expect you to do well. There's a little part of us that is our ego saying we don't want to look bad. And we've got to be okay with looking like a bit of a goober occasionally, because otherwise you try to prevent. And with a dog, that's just too frustrating to try to prevent. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to all of you, that it's about that it really is about having a great plan. Our programs are going to give you that great plan. Having and it doesn't matter if you have the program, if you are not inspired and engaged to do the plan, then it's not of value, because just investing in the plan is not getting you there. And so the program needs to be something that creates the drive for you to change the habits you have, to want to do things like differently than what you have been doing them. All right. So it isn't just, oh, I'll just do more of what I've been doing, because what you've already done is given you what you've got. You've got to change the direction of what you are currently doing in order to get something different. All right. And so, so why don't I just share with you, I don't have a slide that has all of our programs on there. So if you're somebody who is looking, like you've never, I'm going to ask you, anybody here has never taken one of our online programs? Please say, never done it, never taken anything from you before. I'd love to know, just want to know if there's anybody out there, because I want to start with giving you a place that can make a difference in your life. So for most of you, whether you're doing dog sports or not, I would recommend that you start. Okay, Chris, never. Awesome. Good to hear from you. I'm glad you're here, Chris. Awesome. Love it. I love that you guys are here. Boom, boom, boom. And so if you've never taken one of our programs, you would have no idea how easy success is by just playing games with your dogs. And where would you start? So I would recommend you start in recallers. Now, some of you say that would be, oh my gosh, so many of you. I love that you guys are here. I love it. Sorry, B says, haven't taken any courses yet. Would definitely love to, though. This is the perfect time. Recallers is a place to start, even if you're doing dog sport. If you need to get some foundation on your dog training, this is the place to start. I was talking to so many elite handlers at the weekend at US Open who said, you know what? Your recallers program was my foundation. That's what changed my life. That's what changed the direction of my dog training. And I just take a lot of pride. Like many of them did go on and do Handling 360 in Agility Nation. But they all, the ones that I was talking to, the biggest thing for me was your recallers just changed everything for me. So that's where I would recommend you guys start. And I'm just going to share here. So recallers, I'm going to, I don't have a recallers. Recallers is normally, I think, $700. And right now, during our cyber event, it's $499. That is a great place. If that, and the really cool thing is all of our programs have a refund. So I'm just going to go over that right now. I got a little piece of paper. I wish I had this, that I could just put this up there and you guys could see it, but I don't. Yeah, here's what you can do. Look, let's screen cap this. I'm going to put this right up here. Wait, I got to put the comment down. Hold on. Put down this. Where is it? There you go. Now, see if you can just screen cap that. It's the right wording. Boom. Anything you need to know. Boom, right there. All of our programs are on a great at a great investment for you. They all have a guarantee. So if you look at the bottom of that, they all have a guarantee because we've been doing this for more than 10 years. I think 2010 was when recallers started. So 14 years we've been doing online dog training. We've had tens of thousands of students go through our programs. So we know they're successful. We also know it's a little scary being in the position that many of you have said that you were in, that you've never taken anything from us, like Sari B and Tracy and Carol and Chris. And so we give you a guarantee. Join us, take a look, download, get in the classroom, download whatever lessons are available for you, and decide. Okay, so Kathy Mueller, love horses, Kathy. I understand what you're saying, not to support the behavior with negative reinforcement, just not sure what to do otherwise. So you can use negative reinforcement to your advantage in that, let's say your dog pulls on leash. We're going to play the games that create the dog who wants to, not has to, wants to walk beside you. And then when you see something they love, like a pond or like another dog that they want to go visit, as long as you know the other dog, don't ever do this if you don't know the other dog, then you use negative reinforcement by removing the leash and saying, go swim, go play, go see, whatever it is. So we do use negative reinforcement. Linda Orton Hill is working on her 7th recaller puppy and doing a cracking job of doing that. Can I do H360 and recallers at the same time? Absolutely. Here's what we do though. You can join them both. And if you think you're having a difficult time keeping up, we will pause one for you. But we have a lot of people that do, but I don't know you. I don't know your situation. I don't know your dog. So I don't want to say, absolutely, it's going to be a cakewalk for you. You can start it. And then in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you write to my team and say, I can't really juggle all this. So can I just pause my H360? And what we do is you don't open up any more H360 lessons. And we just, we give you the time you need to get through recallers. And then we just tack on that time on the end of your H360. All right. Absolutely. There's payment plans on all of our programs. I shouldn't say all of them because Homeschool a Dog is normally $300. Let me check. It's right here in front of me. Yeah. And it's $49 in that one. There's no payment plan for that. But any of you that are interested in agility, I could talk a little bit about that. I could show you one of my runs from the weekend if there's anybody here that is interested in seeing that. Robin says recallers is the best foundation, best for pets, handlers, sports. There are also several of us who have self-trained service dogs, as well as several who are using it to train other kinds of animals. Absolutely.
Yes,
So, and there are some comments that say they would like to see it, some of the agility applications. I'm flipping back over to Instagram because I don't want you guys to get ignored. Okay. All right. So, once we get a dog trained to be an amazing family pet and you want to do some sport, it doesn't matter if it's agility. I'm just going to give you an example of agility. You have two ways to have success in that sport. Number one, you have to be able to train the obstacles. But two ways of having a success. Number one, you can outrun your dog. Put a comment down below if you can outrun your dog. In my lifetime, that includes my 18-year-old Jack Russell mix. I have yet to be able to outrun one of my dogs. So a comment below, yes or no, I can or I cannot outrun my dog. Whether you do agility or not, can you outrun your dog? There are a lot of people who can. There's a lot of gifted athletes in the sport of dog agility. I mean, human and dog, that it's so awe-inspiring to watch. They're like freaking gazelles. And yes, I'm a little jealous, a little bit. I cannot outrun my dogs. I try to maximize what I can do. I try to run as fast as I can. Therefore, what we have to do in Handling 360, and my two partners in Handling 360, Max and Enya, they probably could outrun their dogs or get close to it. They're very, very fast runners, but they still do the same thing that I do. We teach the dog words so powerfully that the dog can go in one direction and keep doing it while we go in the opposite direction. So that's what I'll show you right now. That big run that I spoke about, that I walked it and went, this is huge. Who can do this? I'll show you that run, and I'll show you the places where it will be really clear to you how well the dog understands. Don't follow me. Do what I'm saying, because I need to cut corners. I'm a slower runner than you. I need to cut corners. So I'll show you what that looks like in my run. Okay, so I've got to find my run here. Here it is. Okay. So look at the lead out I've got. Got to unmute myself. So see how she's going one way and I'm going the other way. I've got to be able to, so I get a head start, but she catches me up real quick, and then I can now cut a corner and send, and boom, you go that way, I'm going the other way. I can't outrun my dog. She catches me up real quick. I was going to do a blind cross, but I chickened out there. Now, another one, you go that way, I'm going this way. I can't outrun my dog. I've got to cut corners. So I've got to maximize what I've got. Here it comes again. You go that way, I'm going this way. And that's what we do in our agility program, is we teach our dogs to be independent. Boom. I cut across and I'm running towards the finish line, but you've got to keep weaving, my girl, because I can't outrun you. I'm going this way. You take the jump and go that way. All right. Were you guys able to hear my commentary on that? I don't know. I was talking, or was it just a completely quiet video? I don't know if you could hear me or not. So what I was demonstrating is that, yes, you could hear me. Oh, perfect. So I was demonstrating that in the sport of dog agility, we have to have a dog who trusts us. When I say, you go that way, I'm going this way. And that's what Handling 360 is all about. We were the very first program out there that took on this persona of, I'm going to teach you do jobs while I'm doing other things. And And that's been going on. Handling 360 has been out for 12 years, I believe now. And obviously we keep tweaking it because agility is not a static sport. Agility keeps growing. And now with our new partners, Max Sprints from Germany and Enya Habel from Sweden, it's a phenomenal, well-rounded program. If you can outrun your dog, we've got things for you, and they're all based on the same principles of what we do. All right. So, but if you don't know where to start, you should be starting in Handling 360. All right. And where you should, oh, that's not it. I'm going to and if you want to learn more all about this, you just have to go to dogsthat.com. We have questions coming in and I'm going to answer your questions. So if you go to dogsthat.com, can I edit that and make it be Fonzie? I'm going to be Fonzie. Look at this. Oh, Fonzie. Boom. Dogsthat.com/cyber. Where should I start with my new puppy and 5-year-old jealous dog? Okay. Here's the unique thing about all of our programs that is different than most programs. Let's say you signed up for a class with your 5-year-old dog. Then you said, can I train my puppy at the same time? And you guys give me feedback on both of them. They're going to say, no, you're taking one spot in this class. Come back again with your puppy. Well, in all of our programs, we know we're training you. We want you to be better for your dogs. If you have one dog, we're going to be all in on you getting better with that one dog. If you have 5 dogs, we're going to be all in on getting you better for those 5 dogs. So if you want to join any one of our programs with all 4 of your dogs or 2 of your dogs or however many dogs you have, we support that. You don't have to sneak around and do it in private. Now, it's you that we're working on. So 1 registration for 1 person. I don't care how many dogs you have, as long as you can give those dogs all the love they deserve. That's my criteria for you. Okay. So with your new puppy and your new dog, absolutely start in Recallers. Recallers is our flagship. It is the foundation of all amazing things. And if you are not in a position where Recallers is going to work for you right now, then Homeschool the Dog will give you a foundation to get ready for the year-long program, allowing us to coach you for a year. That's what Recallers is. It's allowing us to coach you for a year. Okay. Any other questions? We had some questions came in. You mentioned Halty rewalking, but you just said you were reinforcing him pulling. So how did you get your change of behavior to allow him? So I was reinforcing him for pulling when I was talking to him when he was pulling. Like you observe the behavior and you say, why am I getting that? And what is the dog missing? And how can I give him what he's missing? And what I have to do, if I could take him from the environment in Florida where all the excitement was and just put him in here and on my property, like wiggle my nose and get us there, he would give me perfect reinforcement zone walking on a loose leash. So I couldn't do that. So I had to stop the reinforcement that he was getting by pulling. And so I could give him reinforcement for not pulling. And that's what the head halter allowed me to do, is I just stopped. And then when he settled, and the other thing I did was I got him out of that environment. Like if he shows me I don't have enough understanding to be successful in that environment, get him out, train him in a quieter environment. By the end of the weekend, I could walk him on a loose leash. It was amazing because he already had that. And because I didn't have to work against matching law, because I didn't allow him to pull on leash in the new environment. Okay. How do you stop resource guarding? We have a podcast, Shaped by Dog, episode number 66 goes into that. The longer we are in Recallers, the more value we find in the games. It amazes me how they have enriched our relationships seamlessly and integrated into our days. Perfect. How do I practice training if I don't currently have a dog? Abigail, you are in the right spot, because excellence in dog training. How do I say this without? Okay, I am a world champion dog trainer. I've been training dogs for 35 years. I can take anybody's dog and have success with it. I can train things very, very, very fast that would take maybe one of my students several weeks to do. Why is that? Because of my human mechanics. And it's not like I am some special being. Everybody can get there if they practice dog training the way I've practiced it for 35 years. So it's experiential. Doesn't mean you can't train your dog. It just means your mechanics aren't going to be as natural and as fluid as mine are after rehearsing them for so many years. So why is this amazing that you don't have a dog? Because you can start practicing your human mechanics now. You can start understanding the science of how dogs learn. You can start understanding how to manipulate environments. You can go to shelters and say, hey, can I train one of the rescue dogs or rescue puppies? Can I enrich one of the senior dogs by playing a couple of games? Like, there's so much you can do. This is such an opportunity, especially if you're planning to get a puppy or a rescue dog in the future. Learning the within our programs, the science of how to apply that science, it's a gift that you can do right now, is learn that and apply that. Okay. I have a question about matching law, or maybe not really. Doesn't getting proficient at a behavior in one environment mean that retraining it? Yes. So ideally, you're not retraining it, Ella. You are, what we do is, let's say one of our games that creates a brilliant recall. So we have recallers is 40 different games that are pieces of the puzzle to have an amazing recall. So you might be playing, like, you pay the first 3 of them. And if you join recallers right now, I think there's 3 or 4 right now that you can start playing. And you're going to play that at home. You're going to play it in your living room and kitchen, in your backyard. And then you're going to go to an environment where your dog's going to say, I don't know what you're doing. And so you're going to take your dog out of that environment, much like I just said with Prophet, how I got him walking on his loose leash in Florida. Take him out of that environment, go to the periphery of that environment, and he'll go, oh, I remember that game. I like that game. And you're going to go back and forth, a little bit warmer environment, back to a cool environment, a little bit. I don't mean physically, I mean distraction wise. And that's how we get a dog that gives you the behavior in any environment, because we get a dog who wants to do what you want, rather than like a dog who has to only works when the threat of punishment is around. Threat of punishment, eventually they're going back to what is reinforcing for them. Is there a good program to teach newer trainers to become trainers? Recallers. I can't tell you the number of professional dog trainers who started as pet owners in recallers. I should be keeping track. I bet you were in the hundreds of professional people who are teaching dog training professionally who started in recallers. And for those of you who are professionals, you can get CEU credits by going through our programs. Is Thissy's arousal different when you lead out at a big event, Edge, when you look back at her? Yes, she's starting to really, really love the game. And so she's barking, she's tugging, she's like, yeah, she's definitely different at big events now. Okay, any other questions? Oh, Kim's writing. She's getting a cramp. She's giving those questions. So for those of you who are interested in agility, let me just tell you that I'm going to put this up here. So Handling 360 is normally, oh, that's not right. Handling 360 is normally $1,700 a year. And right now it's $1,197. Agility Nation is normally, well, it's $150 a month. But right now it's $125. Those are your 2 agility programs. So if you did $125 a month times 12 months, that would be $1,500. But you can get Agility Nation and Handling 360 for $1,500 right now during our cyber event, where normally, if you just wanted Handling 360, it's like $1,197. So you're basically getting you're getting the membership with all of the agility training in there, the how to train obstacles, the mental side of sport. There's just so much in Agility Nation. And you're getting the classrooms in Handling 360, basically for the price of one of them. You're getting 2 of them if you decide that you're going to join the bundle, because the bundle is $1,497 for the 2 of them. And yes, we do have installments for that. Can you speak of finding the right trainer and questions to ask required for daycare? I think I could do a podcast on that. What are the questions to ask to find the right trainer? So I will do that, because you basically want somebody who will be kind to your dog. I'd rather my dog run amok and be kind than somebody who thinks they know how to train a dog, but they're going to be unkind to my dog, because that will do more damage to your dog in the long run than letting them run amok. If you understand what I mean. Okay. Any other questions? Can you add Agility Nation if you've already signed up for H360? Yes, Candace. You can join Agility Nation now. I'm training my dog to love her halty, but she's gear sensitive. We're playing the game of place your face, but as soon as the halty goes on the can, she gets uncomfortable. If you're in one of our programs, Ray, we can help you with that. If not, I have a podcast on YouTube on how to get the dog conditioned for the head halter. Okay, I am going to jump off unless there's any other questions. If you go over to dogsat.com and check on the go through the page there. At the very bottom, there is a place where you can contact my team. They're amazing. They're going to answer your questions. If you aren't sure what program is right for you, there's a video on that page where I walk you through that. So it's all over on dogsat.com/cyber right now. We have a winner for how often a week do you live stream? Thank you. It's random. This week I will, because our cyber event's on, I'll be doing more live streams. So watch out, and our team will let you know if you're on our newsletter too. They always let you know when I'm going live. Unless it's just Susan's walking the dog and she just wants to talk to people and she does a live. That happens quite a bit too. Okay. I'm going to do 2 things right now. I'm going to give away a tug toy. I'm going to tell you how you can earn. I'm going to give away, here's what I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away a, Propel from Blue 9. It's a piece of fitness equipment that is probably one of my favorites. So here's how you can win a Propel. Think about this live. Go back and re-listen to this live. If you didn't take notes, I want you, what are the big takeaways, the big ahas, the big, oh, this makes sense to me now. I want you to write those down, and then you go over to my page, facebook.com/ I think it's Susan Garrett Dog Agility. The team will put a link in the comments, and there'll be a post called Gems. Share what were your big gems from this live so that other people can benefit. And we will pick a winner from there and give you, but thanks to the great people at Blue 9, a Propel. Yeah, a Propel. Everybody needs at least 2. Love them. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And listen, any of you traveling for Thanksgiving tomorrow, please be safe. Have an amazing Thanksgiving with your family. And I will jump on and do another live later in the week. So thank you, you guys, for your questions. And oh, have I not said the winner? No, I haven't. I don't think I did. Okay. Sauna Mendeth Ditzworth. Meredith? Oh, so Sonia or Sauna?
I don't know, but it's Meredith.
Meredith Ditzworth. You're getting one of my most favorite prizes from For My Merles. So everyone, let's have some hearts for Blue 9 and For My Merles, please. And Sonia or Sauna Meredith Ditzworth, you're a winner, girlfriend. Okay. And have an amazing holiday. And I'll see you guys at the next live. I don't want to interrupt your holidays, but I love talking about dog training. So I'm here. Check out the page, dogset.com/cyber. We'll see you.